Welcome back. You're still tuned into Trading Hour. It's time to talk about market fundamentals now. Ajit Banerjee, Chief Investment Officer at Shriram Life Insurance, is joining us now. Mr. Banerjee, good morning. Thank you so much for joining in. And we are talking on a day where Nifty is comfortably above the 26,000 mark. We are touching new records every day. What are you making of the markets now? That's, of course, the big question. Isn't it too stretched in terms of valuations? If it is there any space where you are finding entry available now at these valuations?
Good morning, Sonal. Thanks for having me on the show. I think quite a long question, so I need to break it up piece by piece to respond to you. Yes, it's a fact that at this point of time, the valuations looks quite stretched. But certainly we need to look at it from a long-term perspective, because if you see in the realm of the overall, where the other large economies of the world are standing, then certainly India is the only oasis in the desert, as we see. So certainly, if you are actually trying to position yourself from a long-term perspective, where else do you actually have an opportunity to invest and make money? So keeping this in mind, I think the FIIs and FPIs who thought for a while that the valuations are very stretched and they pulled out, now have, possibly has realized that they cannot wait till the cows come home. So therefore, they are once again coming back to the market. And finding at this point of time the right pockets, right set of stocks, right sectors, at a reasonable valuations, what you would like to, is a bit challenging. So therefore, you need to focus primarily on the fact that structurally, which are the sectors and the stocks which have a long-term, prospect to come. And naturally, at this point of time, the way in which the economy is poised, the Fed has already, announced its rate cut. So definitely, and the rate cut also has happened at a time which is primarily to ensure that there is no, slippage into a recession, what initially was envisaged. So they are ensuring that the soft landing is ensured. So once that is the situation, then we can expect that there will be also revival of the growth in the US. And if the growth revival happens over there, that's good for the entire world. Because all said and done, they are the one which is the largest economy and largest financial market in the world. So if they are looking good, then we can expect certainly that, and the money is available cheap, so the emerging market stands to benefit. So now specifically to, to find out which are the sectors, I think we need to look at it from I would say, a long-term perspective, and what fits it into presently the economic positioning of the country. For example, at this point of time where India is headed, so I think the rural-based economy is poised to do well. So therefore, it may make sense to focus on the FMCG sectors, within auto sectors, maybe the two-wheelers, as well as tractor segments, so as to say. Pharma also is looking good. IT from long-term perspective, there is a ray of hope which is there. So there are certain sectors certainly, which you have to do a deep dive to get into.
Mr. Banerjee, good morning. Thank you for joining in. You called India an oasis in a desert, but the desert will have a lot of cactuses as well. So are there certain sectors where you're recommending your clients to take some money off the table now?
So almost, the rose also has a lot of thorns. You need to pluck it carefully, right? So I think, that always be the case. So I think, if you have to make money, you need to be careful. And, the worry is that a lot of momentum buying is happening. And that is where you need to certainly, sort out and do a deep, due diligence for picking up the stocks. So it cannot be a situation that, it will be an easy flow, while the liquidity is easy flow at this point of time. But certainly picking up the right stocks will not be easy. And that's what I can respond at this point of time.
Okay, all right. So, we've seen rate cuts and we've seen FIIs putting back some money in the markets. Do you think this is a trend which could continue? Because it's not a secular trend that we've seen so far. But do you think FIIs could come back to India in a big way now?
I guess they've realized that, they cannot stay on the sidelines for long. Otherwise, they're going to miss the, bus. And certainly they want to join the bandwagon now. But that does not mean that, they would be wedded, even if the ground realities deteriorate. I think that possibility still remains. So certainly they would be, looking for markets where possibly the growth and the valuations both are favorable. But that would be slightly hard to find at this point of time. So naturally, then, with so much of money available and also cheap money going to be available now. So in that case, the option would be actually India, and they would be coming. And also, if you see that just now I was seeing one number that about 50,000 crores worth of IPO, including the big names like, Hyundai as well as, Swiggy in the pipeline. So I think that would certainly warrant a lot of flows from the FIIs. That is what my reading is.
Mr. Banerjee, we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for sparing time and sharing with us your thoughts on the road ahead for the markets. Looking forward to chatting with you more often on this platform. By the way, to pull up a couple of